The world can be a cruel and unpredictable place. One minute, life is normal, filled with the mundane and the extraordinary. The next, it's shattered, broken by the disappearance of a loved one. For the families of Tiffany Foster and Sheena Gibbs, the unimaginable became their reality. Two women leading vastly different lives, yet connected by the chilling mystery of their disappearances. Their stories are a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of hope in the face of despair. Imagine the terror, the confusion, the gnawing emptiness that consumes you when someone you love vanishes. No goodbye, no explanation, just an aching void where their presence once filled your world. This is the living nightmare that the families of Tiffany and Sheena have endured. Their days and nights haunted by unanswered questions and the chilling possibility that they may never know what happened to the people they love most. The disappearances of Tiffany and Sheena are like pieces of a puzzle, scattered by an unseen hand. Every clue, every dead end deepens the mystery and intensifies the anguish of those left behind. As we delve into the labyrinthine details of their cases, we are confronted with the raw vulnerability of human existence and the agonizing search for answers that may never come. 23-year-old Tiffany Foster was a whirlwind of energy and ambition. A recent college graduate, she was on the cusp of adulthood, her future brimming with possibilities. On a crisp October evening, Tiffany told her roommate she was meeting a friend. She never returned. Her disappearance sent shockwaves through her small town, leaving everyone who knew her grappling with the same question: where could Tiffany be? Days turned into weeks, hope flickering like a candle in the wind, then a glimmer in the darkness. Tiffany's car, a silver Honda Civic, was discovered abandoned in a remote parking lot on the outskirts of town. The discovery, far from providing answers, only deepened the mystery. The car was locked, her belongings untouched, as if frozen in time from the moment she vanished. Investigators scoured the area, desperate for any clue that could lead them to Tiffany. They interviewed her friends, family, and colleagues, piecing together the puzzle of her last known movements. Yet the more they learned, the less they seemed to know. Tiffany's life, once an open book, had become an enigma. Her disappearance a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of everyday life. Sheena Gibbs, a vibrant and outspoken activist, dedicated her life to fighting for social justice. She was a voice for the voiceless, a beacon of hope in marginalized communities. Sheena was last seen at a rally, her powerful words echoing through the crowd, igniting a fire for change. Then, silence. Sheena vanished without a trace, leaving behind a void in the movement she helped build and a community grappling with the unthinkable. Her family, accustomed to her unwavering strength, was left reeling. The silence from Sheena was deafening, the lack of answers unbearable. They knew in their hearts that something was terribly wrong. Sheena would never abandon her work, her family, her purpose. Something sinister had to be at play. Days bled into weeks, each passing moment an agonizing reminder of their loss. Hope began to dwindle, replaced by a growing sense of dread. Where was Sheena? What had happened to her? These questions echoed through the minds of her loved ones, their pleas for answers met with frustrating silence. The investigation into her disappearance seemed to stall at every turn, leaving her family and friends trapped in a nightmare of uncertainty and despair. The families of Tiffany and Sheena, united by their shared grief and desperate hope, found themselves thrust into the harsh glare of the media spotlight. Press conferences, interviews, and public pleas for information became their new normal, their lives consumed by the search for answers. Yet, despite their best efforts, the trail remained cold. The police investigations, hampered by dead ends and a frustrating lack of concrete evidence, seemed to hit a wall. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and still the question lingered. What happened to Tiffany and Sheena? The families, clinging to hope, refused to give up. They organized searches, distributed flyers, and offered rewards, their determination fueled by a love that refused to be extinguished. But with each passing season, the silence grew louder, the lack of answers deafening. The families, their hearts heavy with grief and frustration, were forced to confront a chilling reality. Sometimes people vanish without a trace, leaving behind nothing but unanswered questions and the shattered remnants of the lives they touched. The disappearance of a loved one is a wound that never truly heals. It leaves an unfillable void, a constant ache in the hearts of those left behind. For the families of Tiffany and Sheena, the pain is compounded by the lack of closure, the unanswered questions that haunt their waking hours and torment their dreams. Tiffany's parents, their faces etched with the pain of a parent's worst nightmare, cling to the memories of their daughter. They replay every conversation, every shared laugh, every moment, searching for a clue, a sign, anything that could lead them to their beloved daughter. But the answers remain elusive, hidden in the shadows of her disappearance. Sheena's siblings, their voices thick with unshed tears, speak of her infectious laughter, her unwavering spirit, her passion for justice. They draw strength from her memory, from the legacy she built. But the pain of her absence is a constant companion, a reminder of the cruel hand fate has dealt them. Tiffany's mother, Sarah, sits by the window each night. Clutching her daughter's favorite scarf, she whispers silent prayers, her heart breaking a little more with each passing moment. The silence in Tiffany's room is deafening, a constant reminder of the life that once filled this space with laughter and light. "I just want to know she's okay," Sarah whispers, her voice cracking with emotion. "I need to know what happened to my little girl." Her pain is palpable, a raw and visceral reminder of the enduring power of a mother's love. The uncertainty, the lack of answers, is a heavy weight she carries every day. Sleep offers little solace, her nights plagued by nightmares and restless tossing. The image of Tiffany's smiling face, frozen in time on the missing person flyers plastered all over town, haunts her every waking moment. The pain of not knowing, of being trapped in this agonizing limbo, is almost unbearable. Across town, Sheena's younger sister, Maya, fights back tears as she flips through old photo albums. Memories of their childhood, filled with laughter, mischief, and an unbreakable bond, flood her mind. Each photograph is a precious reminder of the woman Sheena was and the void her absence has left in their lives. "She wouldn't just disappear," Maya insists, her voice trembling with a mixture of anger and despair. "She wouldn't leave us like this. She wouldn't." Sheena, a force of nature, a fierce advocate for truth and justice, would never abandon her family, her community, her purpose. The thought that something terrible might have happened to her, that she might be out there somewhere, hurting, scared, alone, is almost too much to bear. "Please," Maya pleads, her voice cracking with emotion. "If anyone knows anything, anything at all, please come forward. Help us bring Sheena home." The cases of Tiffany Foster and Sheena Gibbs, though vastly different in nature, share a chilling commonality: the lack of answers, the frustrating absence of closure. Their families, bound by the shared experience of loss and uncertainty, continue to search for the truth, their hope flickering like a candle in the wind. What happened to Tiffany after she left her apartment that fateful October evening? Why was her car found abandoned, her belongings untouched? Was she the victim of a random act of violence, or did someone she knew hold the key to her disappearance? The questions linger, unanswered, echoing through the empty spaces of her life. And what became of Sheena, the passionate activist who vanished without a trace? Was her disappearance connected to her work, her outspoken nature a threat to someone who sought to silence her? Or was she the victim of a random act of fate, her disappearance a tragic coincidence? The families of Tiffany and Sheena find themselves trapped in a heartbreaking limbo, suspended between hope and despair. They cling to the belief that their loved ones are still out there, somewhere, but the passage of time weighs heavily upon them. Every unanswered phone call, every fruitless lead chips away at their hope, leaving them with the agonizing possibility that they may never know what happened. Their lives have become a relentless cycle of searching, hoping, and grieving, their days punctuated by moments of agonizing silence and the crushing weight of uncertainty. The world moves on, but for these families, time stands still. Their loved ones are frozen in time, their disappearances an open wound that refuses to heal. They are left to navigate a world without their daughters, their sisters, their friends, their lives forever altered by the cruel hand of fate. Despite the anguish and uncertainty, the families of Tiffany Foster and Sheena Gibbs refuse to give up hope. They draw strength from each other, from the support of their community, and from the unwavering belief that one day, somehow, they will find the answers they so desperately seek. They cling to the hope that someone, somewhere, holds the missing piece of the puzzle, a shred of information that could unlock the mystery and bring their loved ones home. Perhaps it's a seemingly insignificant detail, a fleeting memory, a whisper in the wind. Until then, they will continue to fight for Tiffany and Sheena, their voices echoing their loved ones' names, their love a beacon of hope in the darkness. They will never stop searching, never stop believing, for as long as there is even the smallest glimmer of hope, their love will light the way.